Welcome back to Catalan Soccer, guys. I'm Catalan Ben, and today we are talking about how to get your team to pass the ball more. Now, we're not talking technical. We're not talking how to improve your players' feet. We're trying to improve how your entire team as a collective shares the ball. This video is sponsored by CityPlay, one of our favourite football training devices that we've got an exclusive discount on for Catalan subscribers, and you can receive that just by clicking down the link below. We'll tell you more about that during the video, so let's get straight into how to get your team to pass the ball. So my first tip, guys, is all about building relationships between your players. If your players trust each other, if your players like each other, they are more likely to share the ball. One of the best ways that you can build relationships is to have fun with your players. That might be football, it might be things away from football, like taking them paintballing or go-karting or doing an outdoor or an indoor activity that's really fun and starts to build some team bonding. That will help your team trust each other more, and that should help them share the ball more. The next tip is to play games with your kids in training that aren't football related. Games like hockey, games like rugby, games like netball, those games where you have to share the ball and there is more focus on teams than individuals. In games of hockey, dribbling is pretty rare. In games of netball, dribbling is impossible and you're not allowed to do it. So play games with them that encourage them to share the ball, and where they have to share the ball to get them to build habits where they give the ball to their teammates and they use support around them rather than trying to do everything on their own. The next tip is all about how to get kids to show off with their passes. Most kids that dribble and run with the ball are trying to show off their skill. But what you need to do is show your kids how they can show off their skills by releasing the ball and by giving it to their teammates. So use outside of the foot passes in training, use reverse passes in training, back heel passes, scoop passes, step overs before they pass. All these little tricks can help kids to share the ball but still be showing off, where they can show people just how skillful they are but still be sharing the ball with their teammates. It's not all about rainbow flicks, it's not all about doing things that are individual, it's about sharing the ball and showing off at the same time. So teach your kids some clever ways to pass the ball. It will encourage them, especially those kids that are really ego driven, that want to show off how good they are, but you can still get them passing the ball. The next tip is to force your players to play outnumbered. Do some drills where there is one attacker against 2 or 3 defenders and make them aware of how hard the game is when there is zero support. They have no passing options, and play that game out a few times especially with your kids that are not releasing the ball often enough. Once they've played quite a few games, they will get frustrated, they will get annoyed, they will see just how difficult it is to beat several opponents on your own. Then give them the option. Do you want to play 3 more rounds on your own, or do you want a partner to come in and help? Would you like 2 partners to come in to help and even the game up so it's 3v3? Even better, would you like me to take 2 defenders out and give you 2 attackers, so it's 3v1? And look how much easier the game is, because now you've got support, now you've got different options, now you can play down different sides of the pitch, and now the onus isn't just on you. So by reinforcing how much easier the game is when you've got support, and how much harder the game is when there's no support, hopefully you will reinforce the messages that they need to play together and play as a team, not play on their own. As we mentioned at the start of the video, guys, today's video is sponsored by CityPlay, one of the best football trackers on the market. This has been developed with excellent technology that's also been backed by Manchester City. So Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne have worn these things in training, not only to help build the technology, but to track their own game. Now, the CityPlay tracker goes on your feet. It tracks your passes, your touches, your receives, the distance that you've covered, your shot power. It's got some incredible technology behind it. So if you want more information on the CityPlay tracker, just check out the link down below. We can't recommend this product enough, guys, and we've managed to secure an exclusive discount for you guys that are our Catalan subscribers. So check out the link down below, follow the discount code. It should automatically apply at checkout, and you guys can benefit from these excellent training aids. Thanks a lot to CityPlay for sponsoring this video. Now, the final tip, guys, is about vocal coaching. Now, I'm not expecting all the football coaches out there to suddenly just qualify for an English master's degree and get everybody talking with the perfect inflections. But what we do need to do is train kids and help them to understand how the pitch in their voice, the way that they ask for the ball, will affect decision-making of players around them. So when they're asking for the ball, they need to ask with a positive tone. They need to ask for the ball as if they're offering support and they're providing help. They're not whining, they're not shouting and angry. So get kids to recognize the pitch and the tone. You can give some examples and show 3 examples where you ask for the ball from a teammate, but you ask in a really positive way, where you're reinforcing and shouting, yes, support, I'm here, I'm available, give me the ball, I'll help. And then give them other examples where it's pass, come on, give me the ball, and just get them to understand how the tone makes a difference. If their tone is coming across wrong to the player that's on the ball, it will usually sour players and turn them against their teammates. But if they ask in the right way and they use the right tone when they're asking for the ball, that can make a huge difference to whether that player on the ball shares it or not. And the final tip is to help those greedier players that are keeping the ball a little bit too long the same information about tone. So if they've got 3 or 4 players on their team that are shouting for the ball and being really supportive, then that might sound fine. But if they've got 3 or 4 players on their team that are whining, that are shouting for the ball consistently, that have got anger in their voice, that should probably tell the player on the ball that they're frustrated, that they're not getting enough of the ball, that they're not receiving those balls when they're in support and they're offering passes. So get them to listen out for that and see if kids can recognize the difference between a supportive shout and a moaning shout that's whinging for the ball. And then help them understand why that whinging happens is because you're keeping the ball for too long and players around you are getting frustrated. Thanks a lot for watching this video. We hope you found this information useful. We try to keep it short, sharp and punchy to get you the best tips we can in the shortest space of time. We'll see you in the next one.